Welcome to Kieu Dung channel. If this is your first time here, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share to support me in creating more meaningful videos. The morning sun had only begun to rise, and its earliest rays slipped gently through the narrow gaps between the leaves. Those thin streams of golden light fell upon the dew-soaked ground, turning each drop of water into a tiny sparkling gem. The air was crisp and cool, carrying the purity of a new day and the soft fragrance of earth and grass. Along a narrow dirt path leading to the bustling village market, two silhouettes walked side by side, Sung Luyen and her little daughter, Kieu. On their backs were two bamboo baskets, worn smooth by years of use, but still sturdy and lovingly cared for. Inside them lay dozens of ripe tomatoes, bright red and glowing softly under the morning sun. The little girl's basket was only half the size of her mother's, but she carried it with the same careful determination. Her small hand was wrapped securely in her mother's, as if that hand alone tethered her to the world. "Walk slowly, dear. The ground is slippery from the dew," Lien said gently. "I know, Mama. I can walk," the girl replied in her small, cheerful voice. Her innocence blended beautifully with the peaceful quiet of dawn. Their footsteps, one big, one tiny, fell into a rhythm as natural as a heartbeat. They passed beneath trees whose branches intertwined like a protective roof. Light fluttered around them in soft patches like little fireflies made of sunlight. As they approached the market, the once quiet air grew vibrant. Voices rose and merged into a lively chorus. Vendors calling out their goods, butchers chopping briskly, pans sizzling from early breakfast stalls, and children running barefoot across the street. The market was like a living creature waking up with laughter, warmth, and movement. They reached their usual corner, a small patch of ground along the roadside. No roof, no signboard, no table. Just a familiar spot where many footsteps passed by. For others, it was nothing. But to them, it was where hope was placed each morning. Lien set down her basket and spread out a thin, old mat. She then began arranging the tomatoes carefully, each fruit round, shiny, unbruised, and plump. Next to her, little Kieu knelt down and helped with her tiny hands, placing the tomatoes in neat rows as though she were arranging precious toys. "This one is beautiful, Mama, like a little sun," she said, lifting a tomato toward the light. "Yes," Lien smiled softly. "Someone will surely choose that one right away." Their voices mixed into the ambient noise of the market, forming a gentle, intimate harmony amidst the early chaos. Not long after, their first customer of the day approached, a woman from a nearby stall. "These tomatoes look so fresh today. How much per kilo, dear?" 30,000, Auntie. They're homegrown," Lien replied politely. "All right, give me 2 kilos. Immediately, little Kieu stood up, took a plastic bag, and began selecting tomatoes with surprising precision for her age. The woman laughed and said, "You're such a helpful little girl." "I help Mama sell," the child answered, shyly but proudly. The first bills of the morning were placed in a small plastic box. They were not many, but the way Lien's eyes softened said everything. They were enough to bring hope. The hours passed slowly, steadily. When customers arrived, mother and daughter were busy, measuring, selecting, packing, smiling. When the market grew quieter, they sat side by side, watching the streams of people flow before them. Children holding their mothers' hands, elderly women carrying baskets of herbs, young men rushing through with loads of goods on their shoulders. "Mama, is today happy?" "Yes," Lien replied gently. "As long as you are here with me, it is." Little Kieu looked up, eyes wide, not fully understanding the depth of the words, but feeling the love inside them. Some customers bought a full bag. Some bought only 2 tomatoes. Some smiled and walked on. Some stayed for a little chat before choosing their fruit. Each person brought a small story of their own, and those stories passed through the mother and daughter's tiny corner, weaving a tapestry of life into their morning. By late morning, the sun grew harsher. The gentle golden light had sharpened into hot spears of heat. Sweat shone on Lien's forehead, and the little girl shaded herself with her straw hat, occasionally fanning her mother with her small hand. "Mama, are you hot?" "A little," Lien chuckled, "but I'm all right. And you?" "I'm hot too, but I like staying here with you." That small reply felt like a breeze on a scorching day. Then an old man on a bicycle stopped in front of them. "Do you still have many tomatoes left?" he asked, leaning on his handlebars. "A little, uncle. Almost gone," Lien answered. The man smiled kindly. "Good. I'll take all of them." All of them, uncle?" little Kieu asked, eyes round with amazement. "Yes. My family is large. We'll make salad today." Quickly, mother and daughter gathered the remaining tomatoes. They packed them into a large bag, and the little girl carefully counted the change with serious concentration. The old man chuckled, patting her head. "You're such a clever helper. Keep helping your mother like that, okay?" "Yes, uncle," she said softly. When the man pedaled away, their bamboo baskets were completely empty. Nothing left except a few small stems at the bottom. "Mama, we sold everything!" "Yes," Lien laughed quietly. "Today was truly a good day." Her smile was small, but brighter than the afternoon sun. Lien folded the mat, tied the baskets, and slipped the carefully counted money into her front pocket. Meanwhile, little Kieu put her now light basket on her back and giggled because it felt weightless. The market around them began to settle. Vendors were packing up, voices softened. Only the wind remained, fluttering through the narrowing rows of stalls. The long shadows cast by the afternoon light stretched before them, making their silhouettes look delicate yet strong. Two small figures carrying the quiet victory of a simple morning. As time passed, the market became busier and livelier. People walked around looking for breakfast ingredients, flowers, fish, vegetables. Sometimes many customers came at once, and little Dung would stand to assist her mother quickly. Other times, the crowd thinned, leaving two mother and daughter sitting quietly, watching the bustling flow of life move past them. During those waiting moments, the wind blew softly, lifting the corner of their mat and carrying the fresh smell of vegetables and soil. Leaves rustled gently above them, creating a humble soundtrack to their simple morning. "Are you tired?" Luen asked. "No, Mama. I like selling with you. It's fun," she said, leaning her head on her mother's shoulder. Those simple words warmed her heart more than any beam of sunlight could. Their life wasn't wealthy, but having her daughter beside her made everything meaningful. Customers came and went. Some bought a bag, some only bought 2 tomatoes. Some stopped just to greet them. Each interaction made their humble corner feel alive. By noon, the sun grew harsher. The once gentle golden light now beat down more fiercely. Sweat rolled down Luen's brow, and the little girl shaded herself with her small straw hat, swinging her legs back and forth to relieve the numbness. Their baskets were now less than half full. Then, an old man on a bicycle stopped in front of them. "These tomatoes look very fresh. Do you still have many left?" "Just a little, Uncle. Almost sold out." "Good. I'll take them all." All of them?" little Kieu asked, eyes wide. "Yes, my family's large. We'll make salad today." The girl hurried to gather the remaining tomatoes. Luen placed them gently into a large bag, and the little girl carefully counted the change. The old man smiled and patted her head. "You're a good helper." "Thank you, Uncle," she said shyly. When he rode away, the bamboo baskets were empty, completely empty. Only a few leaves remained at the bottom.
Mama, we sold everything! Yes, Lewin chuckled softly. Today was a good day. She folded the mat neatly, tied the baskets with rope, and watched her daughter lift her now light basket onto her back. The earnings were modest, but the time spent together, hand in hand, was priceless. The afternoon breeze rustled through the trees, carrying with it the warm scent of sunlight and earth. And just like that, after selling everything, they packed up, looked once more at their small familiar corner, and walked away toward the path home. The video ends here, with the two of them walking slowly, side by side, their silhouettes glowing softly in the late afternoon light. If you've watched until this moment, I hope you can feel a little of the warmth in the life of Song Luen and little Kieu Dung. Sometimes life is surprisingly simple. Just a few baskets of tomatoes, a few kind smiles at a market, and yet it's enough to fill a whole morning with peace. May this story remind you to appreciate the ordinary, humble moments around you, the moments that quietly shape our days and soften our hearts. If you enjoy stories like this, gentle, real, and full of life's values, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss the next episode. Thank you for walking beside this mother and daughter today. See you in the next story.